Okay, everybody. So let's just settle into our meditation posture. And again, because I've been chatting on so long, well, we're just going to skip the very beginning. But do check your posture first. Don't just kind of slump into the meditation, and try and get in touch with this kind of still place inside of us. This kind of effortless place. And take a nice deep breath. Lengthen the spine, shoulders are aligned with the hips. And then just bring your attention to the crown of the head and just relax everything from the scalp all the way through down into the muscles, the bones, but just go down from the head, the body, and all the limbs. Just relaxing, particularly the jaw. Take a nice deep breath and a nice deep exhale. So all the busyness of today, if that's been how it is for you, just let it all go. Bring the mind to the breath, just noticing the sensation of the air as you're inhaling and exhaling. If there are any sounds in your environment, just allow them. And then just notice your thoughts. So imagine you can just put your thoughts on a nice fluffy white cloud and allow them to float away. So try not to hold on to the thoughts, not to engage with them, not to judge or criticize. Just allow your thoughts. And as they float away, they'll dissolve, they'll be replaced by new thoughts. But if you give some of those thoughts energy, they're going to get bigger. And sometimes our thoughts aren't really worth
getting bigger.
Okay, someone's unmuted. Phyllis, would you? Oh, there you go. Good. Bring to mind all those people of your life, your loved ones, the ones we don't love so much and are strangers, remembering they could change place at any time. And also remembering that they're all equal, they're the same as us in their wish to be happy, their wish to be free from suffering, and in having this extraordinary capacity for an enlightened mind. I think we'll do this meditation this evening for the benefit of all these sentient beings. Again, think particularly of Lamsa Rinpoche, who wish for a swift return of the undeniable, perfect reincarnation. And also bring to mind Israel. And for those of you who have known him or volunteered with him, worked with him, you know he has a good heart, a big heart. And just, this is a time of life where if someone is going to need a friend, this is where you need them to help them pass. So, you know, most of us are not actually there in Albuquerque, which I think is where he is right now. I'm not sure. But just send very good thoughts off to New Mexico, Israel. So there is no negativity that cannot be purified, and this purification process is basically a psychological one. So we create negativity with our mind, so we can equally change that by creating positivity instead. So we start with the power of regret, and sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all of our past lives. So think of specific actions of both your body and speech, and then in general, regret all. And the reason we're regretting is based on this logic of karma. And we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions, and having harmed others. We ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. And we cannot bear the thought of any kind of future suffering. We know from the present that it's too difficult. So therefore, we want to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think like this. I regret from the depths of my heart, having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others, and think, again, I'm sick of this suffering. And think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance. We rely upon, we turn to the Buddha, the doctor, who has the methods we can use to purify. And it's not that we're needing Buddha to forgive us. We are not looking for a higher power. We are looking to purify ourselves, to do the work ourselves by relying upon Vajrasattva's medicine. So you can imagine Vajrasattva is above the crown of your head. You can also imagine this is your teacher, is a trusted mentor, however you see that person, manifesting in this form for your benefit. Vajrasattva is made of radiant, blissful, white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. And he has this beautiful radiant face and eyes shaped like lotus petals. And he's peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom, and the right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two, which symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, the very beings we have harmed. And then think of those who have harmed us by developing compassion for them. So particularly for those who've harmed us, harmed you, think of them, bring them to mind and have compassion for them, because the harm they've caused you is going to necessarily ripen as suffering for them in the future. So now we come to the power of the remedy, and this is the actual medicine doing the practice of purification. So we start with the body. Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown, and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you have ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left, as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dina Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawakama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dina Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawakama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dina Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta me boa sawa siddhi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dinapatita. Tita me boa sitokaya me boa sipokaya me boa. Anarakta me boa sawa siddhi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dinapatita. Tita me boa sitokaya me boa sipokaya me boa. Anarakta me boa sawa siddhi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dinapatita. Tita me boa sitokaya me boa sipokaya me boa. Anarakta me boa sawa siddhi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with the body. So next is a purification of your speech, and Vajrasattva now very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra and it arcs around and forcefully enters your crown, filling your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, and it sort of overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So you can imagine that all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech, inappropriate speech, not knowing what to say at the right what time, and lying and talking badly about others behind their backs, getting other people to agree with you. All of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as you recite the mantra. Om Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dinapatita Tita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yatta Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hom Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dinapatita Tita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta me boa sawa siddhi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dinapatita. Tita me boa sutokaya me boa sipokaya me boa. Anarakta me boa sawa siddhi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dinapatita. Tita me boa sutokaya me boa sipokaya me boa. Anarakta me boa sawa siddhi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dinapatita. Tita me boa sutokaya me boa sipokaya me boa. Anarakta me boa sawa siddhi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dinapatita. Tita me boa sutokaya me boa sipokaya me boa. Anarakta me boa sawa siddhi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dinapatita. Tita me boa sutokaya me boa sipokaya me boa. Anarakta me boa sawa siddhi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe. So again, feel so happy your speech is now completely purified. And imagine it's not possible to do anything other than benefit others with your speech. Appropriate, kind, compassionate, wise speech. All of which just flows out of your mouth extremely easily And it benefits you as well as others because you will be hearing it. So next is a purification of the mind, and Vajrasattva now very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So it's just the same as when you walk into a pitch black room, flick on a switch, that light instantly dispels the darkness. So just as the light hits your heart chakra, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, so all the attachment and neediness and anger, and depression, anxiety and bitterness, resentment, jealousy, grudges, all instantly dispelled, not one atom left as you recite the mantra. Om Vajrasappa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasappa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mata Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasappa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasappa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta meboa sabasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hom pe. Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya vajrasappa dina patita dita meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa. Anarakta meboa sabasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan Sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hom pe. Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya vajrasappa dina patita dita meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hom pe. Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya vajrasappa dina patita dita meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hom pe. Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya vajrasappa dina patita dita meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hom pe. Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya vajrasappa dina patita dita meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hum pe. So be delighted that all of the delusions, which are a cause of our own suffering and why we harm others with our body and our speech, are completely purified. They're just gone. And think there's no space in your heart now for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. So next is the purification of even the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. And this time imagine Vajrasattva very happily sends light and nectar, and it fills you completely and eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your mind as you recite the mantra. Om Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya Vajrasappa dina patita dita meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hom pe. Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya vajrasappa dina patita dita meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hom pe. Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya vajrasappa dina patita dita meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta me boa sawa siddhi me piyata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satva a hum pe. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita. Dita me boa sitokaya me boa sipokaya me boa. Anarakta me boa sawa siddhi me piyata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satva a hum pe. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dinapatita. Tita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa. Anarakta meboa sawa siddhi me piyata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satva a hum pe. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dinapatita. Tita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa. Anarakta meboa sawa siddhi me piyata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satva a hum pe. So now feel you're completely purified. There's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. So now we come to the power of resolve. And this is the fourth final step in the purification process, and a really crucial one. As we all know, this is the determination to not harm with our body, speech, and mind, to refrain from harming. So wherever you're at with your own personal practice, try and think of something that you'd like to work on. Or even if it's just in general, I would just like to stop hurting others, including myself. And gradually we'll find that we get out of the way of ourselves and things will start to change. But also you can think of something specific, create a little timeline. And this determination to not do again is what gives us the strength to change. And Vajrasattva, imagine, just delighted with us and wanting to merge with your mind, melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown. And think, my guru's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, my own body, speech, and mind are the same thing. So next, Rinpoche recommends to meditate on the emptiness of the three circles. In emptiness, there is no I, creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, place your mind there for a little while. You can think of all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own side. You can also think that perhaps the way things appear to me may not necessarily be the way they actually exist. So let's just dedicate all the positive energy, all the merit we've created doing this purification to all living beings. Particularly think of Rinpoche's swift return, but also think of Israel. And I've also heard Mummy Max is in her passing phase right now as well. So I think may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. So for His Holiness the Dalai Lama, thank you. The wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, to the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso, I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. I think this is His Holiness's one, right? It's one His Holiness wrote. Peerless teacher and assembly of children of the victorious ones, Shravakas and Pratikya Buddhas, victorious Losang, father and sons, together with your lineage, all the objects of refuge of the infinite lands, please now bestow the virtue and goodness to accomplish this prayer. In holding and spreading the Muni's precious and complete teachings through the explanation and practice, you wore the armor of patience that is never discouraged. Incomparable, venerable Guru, to you I make request. Sole gateway through which all benefit and happiness emerge, while striving exclusively for the welfare of the victorious one's teachings and mother living beings, You suddenly departed to peace. At this I lost hope. Nevertheless, through the undeceiving truth of the blessings of the ocean of the three jewels and the great ways of the mind generation of the children of the victorious ones, may the smile of a new reincarnation swiftly beam in glory for fortunate disciples. Lama Ursel, Venerable One, to you whose kindness exceeds that of all the conquerors, for those wanderers in far-off places, especially the West, mindful of your loving concern for us and intentionally descending again into a family of a far distant land, we make this request, O Lama, please, please live long. Share a beloved teacher leading your students toward wisdom and compassion, explaining through exacting discernment the steps of the graduated path. You are the unequal guide. Please live a long and stable life. Okay, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. On Sunday, we're going to do, instead of our usual Sunday meditation, I just wanted to, well, it will be meditation and practice, but it's all going to be Tara-centric on Sunday with dedication for Rinpoche's swift return. And then we do Guru Puja on in the afternoon later on. All right, everyone. Lots of love. Please join us if you can. And I'll see you Monday otherwise. Okay. Thank you. Stay safe over the weekend. Lots of love to your cows, Coral. Okay.